Alright, so in that last video I mentioned that you should jump when Gutsman jumps, and that's actually a bad idea. You should jump just before he lands to avoid the earthquake effect that paralyzes you. The joys of live commentary. Well, welcome back. As I said, we'll be going to Elec Man. Now, Elec Man is not a good choice to go to first, or at all, really. His stage is one of the more difficult stages in the game. Now that we have the fire weapon, we can take out these ground crawlers here. I like his stage music. That's a positive. Oh, more of these guys. So you'll really want some special weapons before you come here, especially Cutman's weapon, because that is, well, his weakness. And if you don't have Cutman's weapon, well, you're in for quite a long and difficult battle. These guys here, they can come out of the bottom and the top. For the second screen, I recommend just keep climbing up. Shoot those three and just climb up. And here we're introduced to one of the iconic Mega Man platforming puzzle blocks. These disappearing blocks that I keep hitting my head on. They'll appear and reappear. It's just a matter of knowing their pattern and getting the timing down. I really enjoy them. It's a nice break from the typical just run and gun sort of platforming. It introduces a sort of puzzle element to Mega Man. And if you see this area, well, we'll come back to an area that looks very similar to it, just without that health power-up. Be careful here as we're about to get ambushed again. Oh, that guy wasn't playing nice. I'm going to go up the left side. We'll see if that was a smart idea. The path kind of branches off here. They'll both take you to the same place. This is also one of the longer stages in the game. Now this block right here, it can be taken out with Gutsman's weapon, which is only effective at picking up blocks, so it's not good against just fighting enemies like that. Now it is good here, and this is why you want to go to Gutsman before you come to Elec Man. And what this is it's the magnet beam, our nice utility weapon. It makes platforms that we can stand on. It'll be very useful and in fact necessary in order to beat the game. And as you can see, this is a very vertical level. There's a lot of climbing involved, a lot of ladders, so to a new player this can be a very long and frustrating level. And there's one thing I really like about the firestorm. It creates this little barrier of fire around you to hit enemies that are coming within your vicinity. And I just love barrier weapons in general. You'll see that throughout my various playthroughs of Mega Man games. And here's another big eye enemy. I'm just going to run from this one. And now this section here can also be tricky. We have a lot of these electric zappers. There are times, so just get as close as you can without getting hit. Wait for it to disappear, then move up. Just try to go past one at a time. Don't try to go past two. You won't make it. Mega Man, you're facing the wrong way. So Elec Man, you can kind of lock him into a pattern by firing the Mega Buster repeatedly. And he'll shoot his Elec Beam in the air. His Elec Beam can kill you in 2 to 3 shots. And so that's kind of the pattern you want to get him into. As you can see, we got him down almost half health. Let's try this again. You also notice there's guts blocks in the room. They don't do terribly much damage to him. But with Cutman's weapon, you can kill him in 2 to 3 hits. So it's very recommended that you have that before coming here. You're facing the wrong way again, Mega Man. You just kind of want to lock him into a pattern. If you get him up to the upper platform there, you can kind of get some extra damage on him. Just kind of let him jump over you. And he can be beaten with Mega Buster. Now, when I first bought the Mega Man Anniversary Collection, which is what I'm playing on here, I challenged myself to beat all the Robot Masters with no special weapons and no energy tanks. And I would say that Elec Man would be the #1 most difficult out of any of the games to do that in. Next up, let's go to Bomb Man. Now, a lot of people recommend going to Bomb Man first, which isn't a horrible idea. His stage isn't too terribly difficult. Let's get the fire weapon on, because I like using it on these guys. I'll just jump right into my barrier. But it does have a lot of things that can be annoying, Bomb Man stage. For these bombs here, you just want to hug the wall when they first come out, and then keep moving, otherwise the bomb behind you can still hit you in that spot. Oh, that's Guts Man. We don't want Guts Man. Uh-oh. And this is Elec Man's weapon. Very powerful. Shoots in several directions. Arguably the best weapon in the game. Oh, for a second I thought I was going to avoid all of that. Hey. So Bomb Man doesn't have anything that's particularly difficult or particularly easy about his stage. Do be careful of the Sniper Joe guy here. You basically have to wait for him to attack. Hey. Hi. While he has his shield up, he is impervious to damage, so you just kind of have to wait for him. Or just skip by him. When he's jumping, you can also hit him as well. And here we have the return of the shark bombs. I'm getting hit a lot by those guys. Oh, and by the way, Bomb Man is also weak to fire, so maybe I'll conserve a little bit of that. We'll switch to Elec Man's weapon. So as I was saying, Bomb Man is not a horrible place to start, but I don't think it's the best place either. The main reason is Bomb Man himself. Now, he's not a difficult Robot Master to defeat, but the weapon he gives you isn't terribly useful. In fact, it's considered the worst weapon in the game. It's very slow to do any sort of damage, and that makes it have very limited uses. Here's another Sniper Joe. Probably the easiest one to beat, as long as you stand on that ledge. Just let him jump. Even if you just have the Mega Buster, he'll just jump into your attacks. So those guys can sometimes go down really quickly and sometimes take a long time. And Elec Beam shoots in 3 directions, or Thunder Beam rather. and it's a very nice weapon. And this is Bomb Man. So as you can see, the Mega Buster still does a couple points of damage to him. So it's not a bad choice to go to first. He'll hop all over the room. Just kind of follow his pattern, follow his movements, avoid his bombs, and he'll go down pretty easily. Alright, and as you can see it's saving. I am playing on the Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the GameCube. Join us next time when we put Iceman on ice.